go!
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is ALA and welcome back to another Fortnite video here on BOZ Gaming. So with the release of Season 6 last Thursday, I thought it would be kinda cool if I ranked every single season of Fortnite from worst to best. If you're wondering how this video is going to work, we're going to be looking at all the skins and all the other plethora of cosmetics that happened within the season and essentially ranking them off of that. One thing before I get into the video though, thank you guys so much for 1K. It means so much to Miguel and I. Also, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, now's a great time to jump in and join the bandwagon. Leave a like, share, and comment down what you believe to be the best season. That being said, let's get into this. Coming in at our number 6 spot, we have Season 1. Fond memories will be had by all for Season 1, as it's the time when nobody knew how to build and every game was tenser than a powerlifter's biceps. There was no such thing as a battle pass, the only challenges available were the dailies, and you had to earn the privilege to spend V-Bucks on skins in the shop. That being said, the skins you could purchase included the famous Halloween ones. Aside from the cool skins, Season 1 was very bare bones. The terrain was barren aside from a few places of interest. There was just a few weapons in the game and each game played very slowly. Season 1 was Fortnite Battle Royale before it was discovered and had its own identity. It was not separated from the then deserved PUBG comparisons. Since then, Fortnite has evolved so much and it's even hard to compare Season 1 to the rest. It's only great in the rear view. Coming in at our number 5 spot, we have Season 4. Players' Season 4 was the first full season they experienced. Fortnite blew up during Season 3, so a lot were there from the start of Season 4 throughout the end. From the meteor crashing into Dusty Divot to the rocket launch, new locations were added, like the super, hero, and supervillain bases, Risky Reels, and the enormous basement in Salty Springs. Despite the shiny new shoes, Season 4 was underwhelming. Players were hoping the meteor would do much more than just destroy Dusty Depot. Perhaps it would replace Tilted Towers, or even obliterate the entire island and we'd get a brand new map. People were ready to experience a huge change, but in the end, the only totally novel addition were the Hop Rocks. Season 4's metagame wasn't the best either, as the double pumping was rampant. Later on in the season, Epic buffed explosives immensely. C4 became a win button. On top of that, the time limited grind to unlock all armor pieces for the Omega toward the end of the season meant a lot of players getting burnt out. Complaints flooded the internet, but thankfully, Epic has since lifted the time limits for the coolest skins in Season 5. Coming in at number 4, we have Season 5. Season 5's regressive and progressive in some pretty significant ways. On the plus side, the new desert biome is a welcoming change of scenery to the greenery that was found throughout the whole entire map. Paradise Palms and Lazy Lakes are two locations that have quickly become favorites for many players, while the Viking Village is the first place we've seen a snowy weather effect in the game. Toys like the basketballs and the ability to golf make for pretty fun ways to interact with each other in the game besides just killing each other. Escaping the storm and traversing the island was way easier in Season 5 too, with the addition of the ATKs and rifts, one being a 4-man vehicle that could drift and boost up hills, while the other an instant launch pad that allows you to glide throughout the map. Both have changed the meta significantly, especially if you manage to use a rift in the middle of a fight. Diving onto your opponent's head feels great. Unfortunately, the meta has also taken a sharp turn for the worse. Players were crying out for shock and nerf, and while they were taken down a tad, they were nerfed considerably and still did inconsistent damage. Explosives still reigned throughout the map, and with the addition of both the P90 and the drum gun, some machine guns were nearly impossible to build against, even after a few nerfs. Recent buffs to the building materials and the new double barrel shotgun had shotgunned the impact of the SMG meta, but it still didn't feel like quite enough. The game had the lowest skill ceiling it's ever had right now, and it's probably in its most frustrating state. However, at the rate Epic introduced patches, there was plenty of time for things to turn around. Coming in at number 3, we have Season 3. Without a doubt, this was the time I binged Fortnite the most. The Battle Pass maximum tier was increased to 100 rather than 70 previous seen in Season 2, and there was plenty of great skins to unlock. Weekly challenges were first introduced, and it was one hell of a time for Fortnite. Everything was space themed, even the Rust Lord was a unique skin, with an infamous reputation now, despite everyone rocking it back then. Also, John Wick is overrated. Players were still getting used to the major map changes in Season 2 as well. Tilted Towers, Snobby Shores, and Haunted Hills were all introduced for the first time. The flow of the map went from everyone landing in 3 major locations to half the lobby dropping at Tilted, and the other half being spread throughout the island. Near the end of Season 3, the excitement generated by Epic surrounding the meteor was incredible. It was all anyone would talk about. One of the best things about Season 3, in my opinion, was the pacing. Matches were fast, there weren't many bugs to exploit, and the modern build meta was emerging. You saw something new in almost every fight. It's when Fortnite truly became Fortnite. Coming in at a number 2 spot, we have Season 6. In all honesty, I wasn't truly sure where to put this season on this list, but I decided to put it here because truly, I'm loving this season so far. For some reason, the Battle Pass feels super fresh to me. I'm not 100% sure why, but I think it's gotta do with the music and the pets added in. I love the skins that were introduced with the Battle Pass, and the Halloween themes that are occurring throughout the whole entire map seem to be amazing. Not to mention the floating island. This season feels so good because of how interactive the map is this year. Things are occurring every single week, and it's just crazy. Along with all of that, it feels like people aren't spamming SMGs nearly as much as the previous season, and that makes me feel amazing. With all that being said, my favorite season, ranked number 1 on this list, will always be Season 2. The Battle Pass was introduced for the very first time. The skins were rad, and the original map, despite being barren compared to how it is now, had some great locations, and have since been changed or removed. Believe it or not, but Flush Factory used to be one of the best drops in the entire island. One of the key reasons Season 2 is such a dear memory to us because it felt like winning a game actually meant something, like you'd achieved something impressive. Nobody was building outside of 1x1 towers, double pumping wasn't a thing back then, nobody spammed explosives. Winning a game felt like it took a lot of skill, whereas now victory royales happen by accident as often as they do on purpose. The Black Knight was a phenomenal reward for reaching the end of the Battle Pass too, with its deep red eyes and obsidian sheen, the entire epitome of a cool skin. Even now, if you come up against a Black Knight or even a Sparkle Specialist, you know you've got yourself in for a tough fight on your hands. Plus, the emotes were more iconic. Nothing beats a good worm on your opponent's remains or a floss when you've won the game. Let us not forget the incredible sound design from the main menu to the battle bus to the Victory Royale screen. Players have been clamoring for those iconic tunes to return in the game, but they finally are with Season 6, so thank God Epic, thank you. But most of all, Season 2 was Fortnite on the verge of growth and change of discovery. Season 2 is when Fortnite became a vanguard of Battle Royale, rapidly taking the genre to more playful, experimental plays. It may not have been the most refined Fortnite ever was, but it was the most exciting and unpredictable time to play, easily. that being said, guys, that is gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you seem to enjoy this one, guys, make sure to leave a like, share, subscribe if you aren't already. If you don't know, guys, we just hit 1K, so I quickly want to remind you guys one more time, thank you so much. Miguel and I appreciate it. This was a goal that we've had for the longest amount of time here on YouTube, and this last couple months has been insane. One more time though, thank you, and goodbye.